Okay, maybe I can get the folks that are still here in line if I'm quick.
My name is Joanne Oaks, and a few times you've alluded to Fast and Furious in the contempt vote and kind of dismissed it that it was just a political whatever, I guess Republicans going after the Attorney General. What I'm trying to understand is why you reached that conclusion, because I'm really trying to understand the Fast and Furious program, everything that happened, and I don't believe we're being given the answers and the depth of what really transpired. And an agent lost his life. And I really think that we need to get to the bottom of the entire program and what happened.
If I gave you the impression that I think this is only a political railroad job, I gave you the wrong impression. I happen to believe that so quickly calling the Attorney General, doing something we've never done before, I think it was done largely for political reasons. But I will say two things. One, I'm a member of Congress and I take profoundly seriously the obligation of Congress to do oversight. And I completely support Darrell Issa in his committee asking for those documents, looking at those documents, calling Justice Department people in, because the Fast and Furious program was an outrage. I mean, mind-bogglingly stupid. I think most people in the room know what it is. The idea is, the idea, and you know, I don't sit on that committee, so I don't have everything chapter and verse, but apparently the Tucson office of the ATF came up with an idea, unclear whether higher-ups knew about it, to allow largely assault weapons to cross the border with straw buyers so that they could, you know, the straw buyers are the guys who get paid, whatever they get paid, $25 a day, they're not the big guys, so that they could see where the weapons went and go after the big guys. You don't have to be all that smart to know that that's probably a really bad idea, but they did it.
You should read Fortune magazine's expose on it. It's really not. It's not as bad as you say.
Not as bad as I make it out?
Yeah, it was
And
trying
it
their.
started under the Bush administration.
They
No,
were
it's
trying
not
their
started
hardest.
under the Bush
Read
administration.
the Fortune. Just read the Fortune article. They've done an extensive expose on this.
There's also a CNN Money article out there that's supposedly pretty good. I've not had a chance to read
There's a
it.
woman who wrote a book on it.
Anyway, it was a colossally, there were some Fast and Furious type operations under the previous president. This one was continued.
There were some differences in the program under Bush where
Yeah.
the rifles had tracers on them,
right.
so that you could in fact trace the arms. This program was started in 2009. There were no tracers on the guns that were being trafficked down into Mexico. And it was not started under the Bush administration. That's a misunderstanding that I think many people have. I just want to understand why Brian Terry lost his life,
Yeah.
and what happened with those guns, and who in the Attorney General's Department of Justice was involved, because those people really should not have been doing that. It was also declared the Bush program was with the consent of the Mexican government. It was done in cooperation. Fast and Furious, the Mexican government did not know anything about this. So, and the conclusion of the Bush program was that it was a very bad program. Please do not ever do it again. And then Fast and Furious came forward.
Read the
So
Fortune
I would
article.
just like some answers.
Okay, we've
Read the Fortune
got
article.
some factual disputes on exactly what happened, and in all honesty, not sitting on that committee again, I don't have chapter and verse, but let me be very clear on
You
three
just
things.
don't know.
Three, yeah, and that's my point number 3. Point number 1, Fast and Furious was a colossally stupid operation that never should have happened, and it resulted in the death of a federal agent. Never should have happened, and people should be held accountable. There should be, and there was, an investigation. Point number 1. Point number 2, as a member of Congress, I take very seriously the oversight function that is designed precisely to find these things. Point number 3, I voted no because Darrell Issa himself said there is absolutely no indication that the Attorney General lied, that the administration tried to cover this up. Issa said this stuff, and because, again, I gave you the facts, Congress in contempt votes in American history has A, allowed an average of 80 days to go by for people to do the work and figure this out. This was 7 days, and B, it's never held a cabinet officer in contempt. I'm not saying that 90 days from now, if it turned out that Holder knew and that he lied to Congress, that vote would be wrong. But there was no evidence, according to Darrell Issa himself, that Holder was lying or that the administration was covering it up. So in my mind, the fact that the vote was held so quickly, that aspect of it was political.
Why are the documents not being?
Now,
You had your question.
we can talk, if you want to talk more, I will learn more, honestly. I sit on financial service, so I've sort of been looking across the room at that, but I'm happy to learn more on it.